deal with airplane peanuts?
Thousands of votes have been casted over the last 7 days for the second annual Joke World Comedy Awards, and in this video, we're revealing the winner for each of the following categories: 2024 Comedian of the Year, Special of the Year, YouTube Special of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, Podcast of the Year, Podcast Guest of the Year, and for the first time, a brand new category for Breakout Podcast of the Year. In case you missed it, last week we posted the link to vote for those 7 categories, and before we get started, I just want to quickly thank everybody who voted this year and made it a fun thing for all of us to take part in, especially if you voted 2 years in a row. And also just quickly want to preface, these results are 100% fan decided, so if you disagree with any of these picks, then make sure to vote more next year. But anyway, let's start the show. To get things started, let's first announce the 2024 Newcomer of the Year. In 5th place, taking home just over 5% of the total vote, is James McCann. In 4th place was Casey Rocket. In 3rd place, we had Josh Johnson. In 2nd place was last year's winner Cam Patterson. And in 1st place, by a landslide, the 2024 Joke World Newcomer of the Year award goes to none other than Kill Tony regular Ari Matty, who brought in close to 65% of all votes in this category.
The first episode, I'm nervous about establishing myself. I'm just nervous about the minute. That Shane Gillis and James McCann, Australian dude, killer guy, all killers at the mothership. After that, on that stage, I started feeling loose and really embracing the term "go for the ride" because there's some crazy shit that happens in that episode, and that was a super fun experience.
A freak of nature from the great country of Estonia. This is a brand new minute from Ari Matty, ladies and gentlemen. Ari Matty.
Hello, Austin, how are we? Amazing. I went to the cafe yesterday, sitting there, and then I overheard a couple having an argument. You know when you hear that sweet nectar of life? You know when you like pause your own music? And they're going at it. And then I look who the couple is. It's 2 gay guys going at it. Shit was crazy. They like both made sense. Everybody stayed on one topic. Nobody was bringing up old shit. Just 2 logical, superior brains trying to find a solution. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next up is the Joke World Award for Podcast Guest of the Year, which, just like all of these other categories, was an open response form that you could type literally anyone's name into to vote for them. As we can see, with 4th place and 4% of the total vote going to Donald Trump for his appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience this past weekend and Flagrant. In 3rd place was Harland Williams on Kill Tony with 7% of the total vote. 2nd place was Shane Gillis on Kill Tony with 12% of the vote, which also makes me think some of the votes for President Trump may have potentially been for Shane as Trump. But either way, it doesn't matter because for the 2nd straight year, the Joke World Award for the Best Podcast Guest goes to none other than Adam Ray on Kill Tony, bringing in 14% of the total vote.
The stylings of Kelly Quinn. Here we go.
1047 The Bear, Kelly Quinn. That was Pink Floyd. We're going to head into something sweet and sexy, like a little Metallica 1 on 1047 The Bear.
Ooh, wow. I love it. I love it. And now we're going to do something special. We're going to have, a lot of people might not know this because I didn't tell you guys, but Elaine also is an afternoon DJ. The Afternoon Drive with Elaine, 95.5 KLOS. Yeah. And here is an example of Elaine DJing.
It's 6:23 p.m. right now. We're playing The Phrase That Pays. John Mayer. We got free John Mayer tickets to see him at the Palladium tonight. Call it The Phrase That Pays, 102.5. Be careful outside. It's getting dicey. If you're going to try stand-up comedy, put on a mask because there's pollen outside. You don't want to fuck up your one chance on Kill Tony. Call in right now, 421-1015. Get 2 free John Mayer. Oh, we're going to take that call right now. Hello?
Yeah, hi, it's me, Redman. I'm looking for a titty box.
are blown out. She's gonna need to hit up Dr. Phil, take care of those knees after that.
For 2 straight years now, Adam Ray has been named the Joke World Podcast Guest of the Year, but what about Podcast of the Year? This was one of the most competitive categories of this whole thing, so we're gonna read off the top 10 vote getters, starting off with Tuesdays with Stories in 10th place, followed by The Regs at 9, Legion of Skanks at 8, The Tim Dillon Show at 7, This Past Weekend at 6, and starting off the top 5 with 7.3% of the total vote is a niche podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience. In 4th place with 7.8% of the vote is Are You Garbage? The bronze medal goes to Bad Friends with 8.6% of the vote, which leads us to the runner-up in 2nd place with 16% of the total vote is Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. And going back-to-back, the 2024 Joke World Award for the Podcast of the Year has once again been won by Kill Tony.
We fucking did it! Comedy history! We love you! Maybe we'll do it again next year, huh? We love you. Thank you.
Speaking of podcasts, it's time to reveal the winner of this year's new category, the 2024 Breakout Podcast of the Year. In 5th place was You Be Trippin' with Ari Shaffir. 4th place was The Regs. 3rd place, Soder. 2nd place, Are You Garbage? And in 1st place with 12% of the vote is a much-deserved win for the Breakout Podcast of the Year. Congratulations, Story Wars.
Story Wars is really, it's really built in a beautiful way where, because it's a game, just everyone becomes very naturally competitive. And one of the things I think that the audience feels is you feel pretty quickly that the comedians give a shit. And it's inherently built into it. The level of competition, by question 2, every comedian is locked in and they really want to win. Right. And you project an energy onto the audience. And I think the audience goes like, oh shit, I care now because these guys care. And then it starts to snowball. Everyone's busting balls. You read the story and then you're sort of trashing each other, trying to figure out whose story it is. And then you find out whose story it is. And then they tell the actual story. You divvy up the points and you rinse and repeat again. And it's just every few minutes, you just sort of have this sort of cycle of like, it's exciting every time. That was sort of what we figured out with this game and with this format as a podcast. And I think why people are just gravitating towards it very quickly and everyone just feels the energy is just because it's built into the format. And I don't know of any other podcast that has it built that way.
And it's a perfect time for a podcast like this because, like you said, there's so many rock star comedians. So the audience knows all these things about all these people and they have hints in their head. It's not just like, random people that they don't know anything about. Well,
everyone plays along at home. Yeah, it's great.
We are officially over halfway through the list of categories, with the remaining 3 awards being Comedian, Special, and YouTube Special of the Year. The top 4 runner-ups for YouTube Special of the Year starts off with Kyle Kinane, Dirt Nap. In number 4 was Sal Vulcano, Terrified. In 3rd place, we had Ryan Long, Problem Solved. 2nd place was Adam Ray, Like and Subscribe. And the 2024 Joke World Award for YouTube Special of the Year goes to Dan Soder, On the Road, with 22.9% of the total vote.
My mom lived in Denver, my dad lived in San Francisco, and I would travel between the 2 cities like a little shit-talking messenger. Show up in the Bay Area with a scroll.
I bring news from the Rockies. Patricia says you're a drunk, a loser, a liar.
Go home 2 weeks later.
I told him, Mother.
He says, good luck getting child support. I mean, you gotta respect the guy, never paid a dime. Gotta respect the stat line. It's true, never paid her child support. And in the United States, in 1997, the United States enacted the deadbeat dad law, which meant if you didn't pay child support, you were going to jail. My dad died in 1997. Buzzer beater! He Indiana Jones'd her, dude. He slid out and grabbed his hat. He's like, good luck with that big-headed weirdo.
Up next is the award for the 2024 Best Special Not on YouTube. This was a close race, and all of the top 5 vote getters all just so happened to be on Netflix. Starting off with number 5 and 1.1% of the total vote, Cat Williams' Woke Folk, which debuted live. At number 4 with 3.5% of the vote was the only other live special from 2024, Joe Rogan Burn the Boats. In third place with 4.3% of the total vote was Anthony Jeselnik, Bones and All. Second place with 4.7% was Nate Bargatze, Your Friend Nate Bargatze. And at number 1, the 2024 Joke World Special of the Year, with just 5.8% of the total vote, is the legend himself, Dave Attell and Hot Cross Buns.
Yeah, I shot the special in San Francisco at Cobb's, and you guys both love that club.
Love Cobb's.
It's a great one. And the audience was hot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that SF audience, they were really good.
Yeah.
And been playing there for decades. I said, hey, can we shoot it here? And they're like, not many people shoot stuff there. I thought like a bunch is not really. So
yeah.
It's like one of the last like untouched venues,
That leads us to our final and most voted on award of the night, the 2024 Joke World Comedian of the Year. And since this is the last and most voted on award, we'll announce the top 10 running up vote getters and their percentages for this category. Starting off with 10th place and 2.1% of the vote, Theo Von. In 9th place was Dan Soder with 2.3%. 8th place, Mark Norman, 2.9%. 7th place, Matt McCusker with 3.1%. Nate Bargatze was in 6th place with 3.3%, and kicking off the top 5 in 5th place was Tony Hinchcliffe with 4.6% of the total vote. Beating out Tony by a tiny margin is this year's Newcomer of the Year, Ari Maddie, in 4th place. In 3rd place is none other than Nikki Glazer, bringing in 4.8% of the vote. In 2nd place is someone who seemingly did well in every single category today, Adam Ray, with 9.9% of the vote, and running away with 35% of this vote, the people have spoken, and the 2024 Joke World Comedian of the Year is none other than Ellen DeGeneres. No, I'm just kidding. It's Shane Gillis again.
But then I see it from the outside, like Shane Gillis, who is probably the most famous touring comedian right now. I mean, this dude is doing arena shows, and he's selling out genuinely the same day he puts it on sale. An arena of fucking people. I mean, which is an absurd. It's an absurd.
Wild.
Where the Clippers play, he sells out within a day. And you think about it, you're like, the Clippers don't sell out the same day. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
of course.
It's
like
wild.
Shane Gillis, Adam Ray, and Kill Tony were all able to win back-to-back years of fan voting for their respective categories, and we still saw a lot of fresh new names in the results of other categories too, which is pretty cool. It's also pretty cool that all of the members of the Joke World Patreon page got to see every single one of these results ahead of time for just $3 a month. Also, I just want to clear something up. This is not the Joke World March Madness tournament. That happens in March/April. This is the Joke World Award Show. It's different, still voting, but the March Madness thing, I saw some comments of people getting confused. That's when we have the different clips of each podcast and you vote, and it's a whole bracket, and it takes weeks and weeks.
It's not all about the ratings. That's not how you win a Joke World bracelet.
The reason you want ratings is so
bracket.
This was just a 5-day award show voting to name winners of these 5 categories or 6 categories, whatever it was. Thank you so much to everyone who voted. Thank you so much to all the comedians who participated against your will. I'm sure that this was a very big deal for you to win these awards. Add it to your list of credits, add it to your list of accomplishments in your fine careers. I don't know why I'm still talking. You guys got the gist of it. Those are the winners. Thank you for voting. Thank you for watching.
At Joke World. That's it, at Joke World.
And the world is WRLD.
That's a great YouTube channel, Joke World. Check it out.